Hi everyone, welcome to the Timto channel, and this is my take on the Amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man figure. So this is the second one from the Amazing Yamaguchi line, which is done by Revoltech. This came out, I think, a month or two after they released the Deadpool figure. Though this is also not a new figure that they released. This has been released 2 or 3 years ago as well. They have a lot of figures released now. I think it's more than 20, and they already have DC and Marvel characters, though they started out with Marvel characters, where Deadpool was the first one. And I got the Deadpool pre-order. You may check out my previous review about that. And this Spider-Man, I got it pre-ordered as well. And well, I really do like their line. It's just that I'm not sure. It just buying them, I kind of stopped with the Spider-Man. I was hoping that I could get the Venom, and there were others. The Magneto, there was Wolverine as well. Well, anyway, I was able to get these two. Hopefully, in the if they're still available, the other ones that I would want to get are still available as well. I'm not sure if they did a price increase on those old models, but hopefully not. So to discuss this figure, let's start with the box. Okay, let's take this out. The backdrop, as I've said in the Deadpool figure, it's a part of the box. So that's also the back part wherein you could see the white one. It's not a white one. The backboard is there. So like with the others, what they did with the figure design, I mean the box design, was to have the what you call this, the original toy image, and some of the drawings or animation. Same thing here. As you can see, this is an amazing pose. See how flexible Spider-Man is here. And then this one, and then this one. Bam! You could see all of the amazing poses he could do, and not much with the eyes, though it's because the Spider-Man does talk a lot as well, so he should really have those expressive eyes. Some of the web gimmicks I do like, but there are some that's not much. But it does add to the flair when you're taking picture, like this one. And this pose, this is very amazing pose. There's a special web, or an accessory web, that could make him do that. Okay, so let's go check out the parts that would be inside. Okay, so here's what's inside. This is like there's a paper inside, like a manual. It just shows you how to use the webs, or how you could put it, and how you could remove those eyes using the some sort of stick, wherein you could poke through the head to pop out the eyes, and then put it back. Okay. Anyway, let's just keep this, and of course there's still the stand. It has extra joints. The Deadpool doesn't have one. It's a good thing for this one that has extra joints, and then those are the extra hands. There might be some missing pieces here, though it's not really missing as it's already here. It's an amazing piece. Let's just open this up, because as you would know, Spider-Man can climb walls. Aside from using his web swinging around town or through buildings, he could also scale down walls. And this is the amazing part for this figure. And this could be removed. Okay, so this could be placed using this one. And I'm telling you, this is a magnet. Okay. Okay, something that you could not see. Okay, are you seeing this one? The part of the box here? It's metal and it could stick, right? There. So if you're trying to pose Spider-Man, you could use this as if it looks like he's hanging through a wall. That's the amazing thing about this one. Look, see, it's like he's hanging through a wall. So you could try to look for a metallic object and place that. It's a very nice gimmick for the Spider-Man figure. You could also use this the other way, like this, and then you could put him onto a ceiling and then raise his hands like this, something like that, and then you could pose him like this. So it's like he's crawling through the... So if it's, for example, if it's the ceiling, so it's like he's crawling through the ceiling, right? This is what I like with this figure. It's very unique. There had been some toy lines making the Spider-Man figure, but it's not like this. With the posability and the movement and the gimmicks, it's very nice. I really like this one. Okay, so he has extra hands. Okay, so these are his hands shooting out web. As you can see, there are notches wherein you could put the web. So for example, like this, put it here. Not quite sure why it's not sticking. Okay, there. Here it could stick. Okay, so it shoots out web. So it's an action gimmick. And if he's web swinging, yeah, you could also use this. Or is there another notch? No, there's no hole in his wrists. So that's the one for... I guess that should be it. But wait a minute. We just want to make sure. Oh, okay. I think it's not for that one. I think it might be for this. I really forgot, as I haven't played with this figure for a long time. Okay. Well, anyway, you could try to make out, but basically make things out with this one. But basically, this is the use when he's doing a web swing. But checking out the photos from the box, yeah, he's not using these hands when using this web. He's using these hands, the closed hands. These hands. So it should be like this. Okay. but I'm not quite sure why it could easily be removed from his hand, though it's just for posing. You don't really have to hang him like that. But there's another good gimmick about this one, wherein you could use this. It's like a hangman web. So basically, if I have a pole here, I could use this one to make him hang, and it would have the image that he's like hanging. Okay, over something. Just to show you, because I'm not into posing him right now. This is the image. That's the image. You could see over the net. This one. It's a very amazing pose. I used to try and hang him over my rear view mirror. I used to try that, but he's dangling when I drive, so I removed it. It's not really cool, and when it gets hot, the toy might melt if I leave it on a parking lot. So I did not leave him there. So this is another cool gimmick for the Spider-Man figure. I really like it as well. I think that's for the accessories. Here are the extra set of eyes. There's shock eyes, bit of a normal or angry eyes, and this is the squint eyes. Okay, so let's go back to the figure itself. So we have the extra hands, the closed hands, the hands that could hold something, and the web shooting hands. Those are the type of hands that he has. So how do I put this back? Okay, got it. And going back to the figure. Okay, so for the haters of Revoltech, due to its ball joints, it's not much of an issue for me with the Spider-Man figure. If you have seen my Deadpool review of the figure, regarding for example moving his arms out as it's like flying over or floating, it's not much of an issue with Spider-Man. As you can see here, his arms are really floating, right? But because he's skinny, it doesn't really look like much of an issue. I'm not quite sure with the others, but for me it's not much of an issue. And then same thing with the Deadpool figure. He could bend his neck like that, move his head upwards. Yeah, it's very cool if you pose him like that. Something. And then the arms, yeah, you could move him 360 as well. It's very cool. The elbows, same with the elbows. You could move him up. Though with the one with the Deadpool, I think because he's bulkier than Spider-Man, you'd be able to see that the forearm is able to touch the arms itself. But with this one, since it's skinny, it has much like a gap. Just to compare, here's the Deadpool figure, and since he has more muscles, I guess that's the reason why he can do that. But with Spider-Man, it's like an issue. See? Well, anyway, though he should be more flexible than Deadpool, as he's the one with the spider powers, so he's more agile. And then with his body, he could bend like that. Same thing with the other figure, though he could bend his back bend backwards more than with the Deadpool figure. It only has one slot at the back, though this is for the stand, though he has that nice magnet gimmick, the one that I showed you, where he could place it like that, and then he could be climbing walls or be sticking to walls. For the legs, it's the same thing. Okay, you could move it up and down, but you could not kick that high. Okay, and then for the knees, yeah, you could see the ball joint for the knees. Though, as I've stated, since it's skinny, it's not much of an issue. Okay, for me, I'm not sure with other amazing Yamaguchi figures or with the Revoltech, but I do know that with the Revoltech line, these ball joints are really visible, so it's an issue for some of the figures, but for this one, for me, it's not much. I'm not quite sure why, but there are some figures that I do believe, I do recall that when I see that the ball joints really are an eyesore. As it's like some sort of a pet peeve that when you see it, oh, the OC in you gets triggered. Well, anyway, for the foot, yeah, you could move it, turn it like that for posability, and here as well. The Deadpool figure doesn't have a movement here in his midsection, but for the foot, yeah, you could do that, but it's a bit of a lacking with the ankle movement. For me, it's a bit lacking. I think the Deadpool figure has more movement here. Then the toes, it could move up a bit, and it's still nice. I usually like to pose him with a magnet. I try to stick him over on a table that would have a metal part on it, or sometimes to locker rooms. I stick him there. I really like how he sticks, though it's harder to make him stand by himself. I think it's because the legs, no, sorry, the feet are thin because it's skinny, rather than the Deadpool figure. It's more sturdy. Though, if you pose Spider-Man, usually he's in a crouching position or in a position that like he's crawling, so or he's hanging somewhere. So I think that's not much of an issue. And another thing, he doesn't have a flash effect for the stand, unlike Deadpool. I don't recall him having a flash effect for the foot. So my take on this one is that it's still nice. It's really bringing out the acrobatic pose for Spider-Man, as he could really move a lot, and the ball joints is not much of an issue as he's skinny. It seems like when it's some sort of some of his parts are extended, you just think that the thin ball joint part that's keeping his arm or some of his body parts from his body is really part of his really part of him, as he's just skinny, something like that. For me, it's still a good figure if you want to buy one. There's still some online or some on your favorite source. So if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.